So today's daily Stygian guard melting remnant. We do have mention +2 capacity on each floor, heavy at 5 deadweights to your starting deck, and acid rain deal 2 damage to all units after combat, yours and enemies. So let's go. Ice Tornado, Purifying Cleanse, Guardian's Amulet. Interesting starting deck there. Let's see what we can make of it. Icicle Fracture and Totem Fragment. Okay, these are pretty interesting relics. We do have 5 deadweights in the deck. Ice Tornado benefits from spell damage, spell weakness a lot. It also benefits from enemies dying to acid rain, so we only have the large targets left to hit with the random hits. Yeah, deadweights do not auto-freeze, that's a bit annoying. We can't use Icicle Fracture to freeze our deadweights. We will often have hands where we can play everything but 1 or 2 deadweights, and then the Icicle Fracture will be useless because it doesn't freeze the deadweights. Let's go with Totem Fragment. And for our champion, we do have Conduit and Chillwind. Given our deck, it should definitely be Conduit, I think. Especially because it also has higher HP, so it will survive a little bit longer in the acid rain. Enemy units enter with armor 10. That makes them pretty resistant to acid rain. So we're gonna have to rely on our ice tornadoes to take them out. We do have a 21 card deck, so it will be rough to keep Tethys in the deck and use that to protect him from the acid rain. I also don't appreciate the fact that if we play a light steward, train steward here, the next apprentice of light that comes up is just gonna slay him and get a damage shield. But I think it's still fine to just place these down here. Use Purifying Cleanse for the burnout extension. I would love to play an Ice Tornado on this floor, but we do have to play the Train Steward. Okay, we managed to kill this guy off. Now, we do not have another Ice Tornado, sadly, but the Guardian's Amulet will do about the same thing. And our bottom floor is gonna die, which sucks. What do I have in my next hand? A whole bunch of deadweights and not much else. Drag and a Train Steward. I do wanna stop this guy from dealing damage to our pyre. And I guess I will play the Steward on the bottom. We will rely heavily on drawing Ice Tornado by the time the boss reaches the top floor. Thinking how this maths out. That's the best we could have gotten there. Nothing to cleanse. Give me Ice Tornado. Okay. We managed to take no damage, at least. Ice Storm. That's definitely a great spell. We need to upgrade it with some spell damage. Frostbite Tethys to convert Reform into a high damage front damage spell. Seems solid, I like it. Definitely want the molded. Titan Sentry is a bit better here because it does get hit an additional time after every combat from the acid rain. But its main job is to kill backliners off, which acid rain is always gonna do for us pretty decently. I do think we want a unit, but it might be Lady of the Reformed. So we can reform Tethys and have him survive on the floor anyways. Because I do see us needing to reform Tethys a bunch of times. I definitely want a spell upgrade, hopefully get some magic power on Ice Storm. But even cost reductions on Ice Tornado would be nice. Magic power on Consume, not quite what I'm looking for. I could also cost reduce Molden instead, because the Ice Tornadoes will get cost reduced by our Tethys. Let's go with Molder first. Then we will reroll double stack on a Guardian's Amulet. Sure, that might be useful. I definitely want the spell damage on Ice Storm, and I will cost reduce the Guardian's Amulet because we don't have a way to discard it right now. We do have a strong Sep card now that can take care of enemy waves. Numbers enemy units enter with spikes 3. That should be fine. We do fight mostly these 1 health guys who are gonna die to acid rain very quickly. Doesn't look like we will be able to get a bottom floor kill, so I will just set up on the second floor. Tethys will be fine with Burner because the Lady of the Reformed will always take damage from the acid rain. But we would need to heal him one more time before we can use him on the boss turn. And we did not get it. Also, we got the Molden on the wrong turn, which is a bit annoying. That wasn't very exciting. Drag will just die. Tethys will also pretty much just die right away from the sweep on the boss. Good thing we do have the Ice Tornado, and if we heal our lady up, we should get the kill. Titan's Tooth offering token Crypt Builder. Titan's offering token will be useful to to discard Guardian's Amulet, and oftentimes we can discard the dead weight, so it's never a huge problem. Let's take it. Another molded, we would also be able to pick a resin removal here, which might be useful against the Seraph. I would kind of like another molded. But I think I will go with a resin removal. It is useful, especially against the boss, to clear the sap from our units. And there's also a fair few buffs we could dispel with it from time to time. Let's see what we can get here. Lady of the House. Maybe we focus on a burnout heavy deck. Paraffin Enforcer, probably not ideal. I think I want the Lady of the House. That's pretty solid stats, and we already have a Lady of the Reformed. Upgrade a spell to Permafrost. I will put it on the resin removal, because we're not gonna play this every turn. We want to play it in the in a very specific circumstance. I should probably get a cost reduction, I think on one of the ice tornadoes, just so it's a bit easier to cast for now. And I guess I will purge a Frozen Lands. Yeah. These aren't great for us. Consumable items. Hellhorn, we could get armor or rage. Melting Remnant. I think it's only the the Hello Drippings, apply 3 burnout to everyone. And Umbra is Space Prism or Packed Morsels. I do like the chance of getting Alloy of the Ancient. We got a Rage Serum instead. This is a pretty weak card for us. I think I will skip. Three Rage just doesn't do much for us, mostly because it will just run out after a few turns. We don't have any other ways to apply Rage. So, don't think it's worth including in our deck. Constructed Explosive Center with Damage Shield. Sure. Which floor do I want to set up on? I guess if possible we want to set up on the bottom floor, and it seems very possible in this circumstance. What do I want on this floor? Lady of the House for sure. And we do have another 2 capacities which could be used for some drags or for Train Steward instead. I think I like the drags more. So Train Steward goes on the next floor. We do have Lady of the House. We could put it in front, but I think it's a little bit better here. Ice Tornado will clear this floor for us. And might as well get these drags dead, so we can start reforming them eventually. That's quite a bit of damage we are taking here. I think I want to block it with a Train Steward. We still lack some damage to kill that backline unit here. now our Tethys did just die, so that's not great, because we don't have the Molded in the deck anymore. This guy will die to the Acid Rain. This guy might be a bit of a problem on the other hand. Definitely want to heal you up. We almost got enough damage. We could just play a drag here. That would be enough. So we can use the resin removal and the ice bomb on this floor. I used the resin removal so the bomb wouldn't take 2 hits. Hi Bagel, welcome to the stream. We do not have a lot of options that are great here. I will just reform Tethys. She will stay alive for quite a while, thanks to the Lady of the Reformed. But we will still need a nice tornado or something to finish off Daedalus. A nice bomb, followed by a nice tornado. That's good. Frost effigy. Whenever I see a Frost effigy, I always want to go full Frostbite in the daily, and this is no different. We do not have any Frostbite card whatsoever, but Frost effigy by itself is almost... We just need a way to apply a little bit of Frostbite, and this will kill Seraph and Fel during flight for us. So if it wasn't for a daily challenge, where we would be optimizing for flight boss kills, I would never have taken the Hoarfrost there, but it is. So, and now we need a way to apply Frostbite. Cold Celia does it once a turn, possibly up to thrice with the help of multi-strike upgrades, but Titan Sentry will just do that on his own if there are just 2 units there. If there is none, we still have the Acid Rain to trigger it. So that's pretty good. For the upgrades, I think Draw might be solid. We do not need more capacity right now, so I think I will go with Draw. Energy is not that much of a problem anymore with the upgrade of Tethys we are gonna get on the next floor. Thank you very much for the cheer, Bagel. The daily challenge is interesting, definitely. Acid Rain with Tethys as the champion is always a challenge. Mansion is very powerful, and the dead weights makes it feel a bit more like you're on a higher Covenant with more trash cards in your deck. And I'm on Covenant 25. Actually, have it beaten with all my clan combinations already. All of it during closed beta, because I had a chance to be a beta tester for this game. Yeah, let's go with Draw. Now, we do have a source of Frostbite, we do have Frost effigy. What we need now is upgrades. On our Frost, we need holdover on it, that's important. Card removals, unit upgrades. I would like these. The unit upgrades not as important, but definitely want the card removals. It's time to get these train swords out of here. We do have a few units we picked up. I might later on in the run get rid of some of the burnout units, not just the drags, but also the ladies, so I can draw into my shark a bit more easily. Good luck on your climb, Bagel. It's definitely definitely not an easy thing to get to Covenant 25. We do have the cost reducing thesis, so I should pick up an incant unit for now. It will be helpful. No, I think we have a spammer here in our channel. So let's see what we can get for upgrades. Large stone, rune stone. Large stone. These are both pretty solid. I think I will make a tanky Titans entry here. It will take up an additional slot, which means we have to move these ladies to another floor, but that's fine. And I could also get the battle stone. Yeah, sure. Let's get in on Tyrant of the Sea, double her starting stats. Our boss kill, well, flying boss kill strategy will most likely be Frostbite anyways. These sycophants will die to the acid rain, so this is a free challenge. As long as we set up on the bottom floor at 3. And I definitely plan on doing just that. We do not yet have our Lady of the Reform, but we will draw into her relatively soon. Now, currently I do not have the space to play our shark on this bottom floor, but it's not that important for this specific combat. So I will maybe I will just let the Lady of the House and the drag burn out. And then we do have space for our shark. Offering token. We drew into Lady of the Reformed on the worst possible turn. But I will use her to get the kill on the Collector. Now this means we do not have room for our shark just yet, which is a bit annoying. But we will soon draw into our next deck. For the time, we are still missing some damage though. Oh, no, don't worry about the question. It's fine. Questions. It's fine. Let me think about this. Yeah, we definitely want Lady of the Reformed back, but still awkward with placement. These guys die next turn, so it should be fine to put her down here. Doesn't matter where exactly, and I think I will just let these guys die to the pyre, so I will set them again, so they won't ever have the chance to deal damage to my pyre. Now we did draw into our shark, we do have some burnout buffs, which is enough to deal with the porcupine. Chat activity is definitely helpful in some way for this, but I'm not sure how they. I think they recommend channel mostly based on viewers. So we are focusing on a relatively thin deck to get our Frost effigies out as much as possible. Maybe another source of frostbite would be nice. I think I will skip for now. I don't think any of these are useful. Mollusk Mage will just die to the Acid Rain. Drain is somewhat tempting though. A second Ice Storm is too much upgrade depth basically, because Ice Storm is useless unless you upgrade it. It's very strong if upgraded, but until you upgrade it, it's not great. And currently I do have a few things I want upgraded, especially the Frost effigy, and I do have another slot open on my Ice Storm. Thank you, that's very nice of you, Bagel. I'm glad I can be informative. I definitely try to be. Yeah, I think the drain is good enough. If we just manage to save a few pyre health with it, that will be worth it. Weak class recruitment is interesting. It would allow us to easily reform our Tethys and remove the burnout, but it is also a bit annoying to set up because we would need it in the same hand as Molded after our Tethys died, so I think I will skip it. The other two cards aren't doing much with our deck. And Mortal Entrapment is just generally not a very good card. I definitely need the spell upgrades before Fell. I need that holdover. Double stack. On the drain, that's okay. But we really need to be able to afford the holdover. I do want to cost reduce the effigy, and the spell power goes onto Ice Storm, so we deal 105 damage with it. And then I will reroll looking for holdover. We didn't get holdover, we did get permafrost. Permafrost on the Frost would be good, but I would prefer holdover, so I will rest for now. The magic power upgrade on Ice Tornado might make it a little bit more useful. Hi Elix, welcome! Welcome to the stream. Oh, thank you for the Twitch Prime subscription, it's Bagel. Welcome to the stream. Currently I do not have my emotes set up, but there's at least one currently in processing. So you will be able to access the emotes of the channel soon. Removals, Frozen Lands definitely need to go soon, but they are still free to play with our champion. So I will go for Train Steward, and as we do have 2 floors of units, I will remove another Train Steward for now. Retribution. Numbers enemy units enter with spikes 4. Sure, I think we can take that. For a random artifact, definitely. I mean, we want to take all the challenges for the extra core anyway, so... with these guys, I kinda wanna set up on the 2nd floor. If we add to this... if we add another unit to this floor, we can play the Shark. But the Shark could be on the bottom floor, that's very possible. So I think I will use the Burnout units on the 2nd floor. These guys are just for killing the collector in case he spawns up top. Shark can go down here. We do not yet have anything to mold, but we can use it for incant. I will heal up Tethys a bit. He gets some burnout, but with the Lady of the Reformed that's fine. And we are... if we drain this guy we will get less frostbite on him, but I think it's still worth, so he doesn't hit our next floor as hard. Okay. This saves our Tethys from dying this turn. Still wanna keep him healed up as long as possible. And these guys, I could just zap them down. Or Ice Tornado them, it doesn't really matter. The zap is better because it allows me to play a Frozen Lance to trigger Incant. And I can also play the Ice Tornado, save a little bit of taunt damage on my front unit. Definitely an Ice Tornado here. Oh, okay. Didn't expect it to kill the backline. And I will save the damage on my Shark for now. Keep the Tethys healed. We do not have anything to drain except for our own unit, which I don't want to do. The Ice Storm is definitely nice. Zap this guy so he will take more frostbite, and we can use some incants on the middle floor. Tethys will be fine, so we will heal up the front line. That's a lot of frostbite. So this will be an easy kill, thanks to all the frostbite on the bottom floor. We could potentially have set up on the bottom floor here with all of our powerful spells. Gain 7 energy on the first turn of battle. You know what? That's fine. We might have a use for that. I don't like any of these. We do have enough Zap already, and Zap will not be our strategy for the big boss fights. At least not for now. And we don't have any use for these. Votivary is just really bad right now, and Intent of Death has no targets, and we already have a resin removal with Permafrost, which should be enough. We do not have the chance to go for a spell upgrade here, which I would have liked the most, so I think we will go to the right for the removal, possibly find something on the Merchant of Steel. Relics not that important right now to us. Would be nice, but not crucial. Some more health on the Lady of the Reformed is nice. And I guess some attack on the Lady of the House. And then we will reroll. Get multi-strike for our Siren of the Sea. And I think that's it. We could get another attack upgrade for the ladies. Helps us deal with the early onslaught of units a bit better. But on the other hand, we do have our powerful spells, so I think I will just save the gold instead. I think it's time for these tracks to go. They don't provide much benefit at all. And on to Fell. We do have the Scorch Fell, so we will need to be careful to take out the bottom floor units as soon as possible. Our Shark is very good at that, at least. And we do get him in our opening hand. Sadly, we do not have any frostbite on Fel or any chance to get frostbite on him yet. So we can't really use All Frost. But we can gain 1 armor from it, so might as well. Definitely set up the incants on the bottom floor. Ice Tornado saves us some damage. Lady of the Reformed goes on the second one. And this time around, Tethys will just... we'll probably just die. We might be able to reform him, but we have to see. I would like to get a bit more frostbite on Fel this turn. So I am considering letting these units live. But on the other hand, we also want the incant triggers while Tethys is still alive. I think I will go for the frostbite here. And just use the drain. These units will die on our next floor, no problem. Well, the one surviving unit, that is. So we can reform Tethys. I will play him on the bottom floor, he will just burn out. Which I could have prevented by playing him on the Lady of the Reformed floor. But we do draw into the next deck relatively soon, so we might get him back. Oh, and we also have the Purifying Cleanse to keep him alive for a bit longer. Here I don't care about the Frostbite stacks as much, because we don't hit Fel with it after all. Let's get this drag on the top floor. Second floor, I mean. We do have Orfrost, so this is probably gonna be too slow to matter much, but I still wanna try if I can. We do have to discard the penance, otherwise we will take damage to it, and taking damage will reduce our score, and that's bad. It looks like we won't get that much frostbite onto Fel this time around. I will use these spells on the front line. We do have a drag to reform. Sure, let's get a drag. I should have reformed on the bottom floor for the incant, of course. But currently I'm more optimizing for frostbite deck. Which is probably a bit too slow, but we do get Orfrost here. I could start healing up our Titan Sentry a bit. He would get 4 burnout. Favorite clan. I like most clans, but I think if I had to choose a favorite, it would be Molten Remnant. Thinking about whether or not Drain is useful here. Yeah, let's drain this frontliner. We'll have a bit less frostbite damage on him, but that's fine. Currently I want to save the health. Sadly we are not able to kill Fel on the bottom floor. I would have liked that. The frostbite is was definitely a risk to go for that strategy, but it could have paid out. But where it will most likely pay out is on the Seraph fight. so I will take another Orb Frost. We might need some more energy now. But draw is also really important. I think draw is more important. We can always optimize for energy with Merchant of Magics, and I will definitely go to the right, especially because we do have an Unstable Vortex here as well, which allows us to remove the final drag and a Frozen Lands, I would say. Or maybe it's about time we get these ladies out of the deck. So we will always draw into one of our Stygian units early on. I think Lady of the Reformed is the weaker one, so I will remove her first. We are definitely looking for holdover on one of the Orfrosts, that's for sure. I will add spell damage to the Ice Tornado, cost to reduce the second Orfrost. Then we reroll, hopefully finding holdover, and we do. Okay, this will now be our strategy. I can purge another card, so now that we have holdover on the Orfrost, I will purge the Lady of the House. And cost reduce the second Ice Tornado, so we are able to play it outside of our Tethys floor just a little bit easier. I will keep some money for the next floor. We do not need the additional spell cost reduction because we have no 3-cost spells, and the Frostbite might actually be relevant against Seraph. Heaven Seal is a bit annoying, but I think we just have to take it. We need the gold, we need the score. Let's see, Ice Tornado is 90 damage, so we should easily have the kill on this guy right now. We did get both of our units in our opening draw, which is very nice. Yeah, that's way overkill. I also want to zap you so you don't strike my units and apply Ember Drain to them. That would be very bad. We do need our Ember after all. I do not currently have a way to kill this collector on the top floor, which is a bit of a problem. Now I do, but I kinda need the Ice Tornado on the bottom floor. It's just more important here. We also need to play some spells to get incants on our Siren of the Sea. We would need 5 spells to get the kill on the Gilded Wing, which sadly we do not have. But I will still play them out to get the power for future turn. Now we do have some Frostbite on this guy, and maybe we can kill him on the top floor, especially if we double the Frostbite amount. This guy will be tough to deal with. I will save my Tethys for now, because I might need the cost reduction still, especially with the Ember Drain going on. And this is one... oh, we can't even play it. Definitely want to play it on this floor. And I think we have to zap this guy to reduce the damage we take to him. That saved us quite a bit of damage. Would otherwise have taken. Molder back the Tethys. And just play out all the spells. I wish there was a chance for resin removal to remove the Ember Drain this guy applies to us, but sadly there isn't a way. Because it will just trigger right now, and we don't have any mana left. Definitely want to trigger all the incants possible to be ready for the boss. This boss will be a bit of a pain, We do not have anything to reform, but we can heal up Tethys. Sap is definitely gonna help a bit. And we are missing 5 damage to kill the boss this turn. That's a bit unfortunate, because it means we will take some damage to these Pyre Wings as well. This guy gains so much attack from all of our Frostbite, dealing damage to him every turn. But remember, our goal is not a perfect Pyre Wings fight, it's a good Seraph fight. But this does tank our score quite a bit. I will take Crystalline Seeds to apply some Frostbite to Seraph early on. We do need a way to get the Frostbite started before we can use Hoarfrost. And do we have any spells left to upgrade? The second Hoarfrost could use some holdovers, so we will try for that. Let's see our trinkets. None of these excite me. Volatile Gorge is about the closest we could get here. I don't want to reduce the cost of anything. Double stack on the Crystalline Seed is actually nice. Okay. Then we will remove some more useless cards, so we draw into our Frostbite things faster, and I think the things to remove are the Purifying Cleanses. And we will keep the gold for score. Let's see if our strategy works out. I guess we could kill Seraph on turn 4 or 5 maybe. We did not draw into our Frostbite cards early, that's a bit annoying. We need to be able to stop these guys, so I will set up on the top floor for these guys as well. I will not clean the sap just yet, because it doesn't affect us a lot yet, and Seraph will keep using it on the top floor. So now we do have a way to get our Frostbite going by placing the shark here on this floor. We also already have some Frostbite on Seraph. I am not entirely sure where it came from. Because of Tethys, of course. We do have Frostbite Tethys after all. I completely forgot about that. Molded for the Incant, and we do want to play Ice Tornado on the bottom floor. Not on this floor, because these guys will need to hit our shark for additional Frostbite application on Seraph. And now Seraph has a decent amount of Frostbite, now we only need to survive until we have stacked it high enough for the win. We already have 200 Frostbite on him, and we will double it every turn from here on out. But I'm not too happy to take damage to this guy, so I will try to kill him with to hit him with the Guardian's Amulet, but we missed. Sad. That's very sad. We will take 6 damage here. We do not have Tethys yet, which is a bit annoying. Well, the reform for Tethys. Let's hope we can defeat these guys. If we kill the backliner, we will have some additional damage on the front line. Actually, no. 30 times 3. The Ice Storm is just better damage. Especially with the spell weakness. Yeah, spell weakness was very helpful here. We do not have spell weakness this time around, That's a bit annoying. One final Awe Frost, I will use the non-holdover one. And then next turn we win. We just need to survive this one turn. What's more damage? I think Tethys is more damage. We can use the Sep. So this guy will die before he deals any damage. This guy will deal some damage to us, but still not that much. Because he will die to the Frostbite and the hits from our Pyre very soon. And we do get the kill on Seraph this turn. Which is a 5-turn boss rush. We did take some damage, so our score is not perfect, but it's still pretty good. If we had drawn into our Frostbite cards a little bit earlier, we might have been a turn faster even, and maybe maybe we would have taken a little less damage. 42,000, not good enough to make it to the top 3 at the very least, but we might be on the first page anyways. If we got our Frostbite set up a little bit earlier, we could possibly have killed Fel during flight, but we lost quite a bit of points here, and we also lost a lot of points on the Pyre Wings fight, which I'm a bit sad about. But all in all, a pretty decent run, I would say. Let's see where this places us. Just away from the first page at rank 11. Okay.